How's everybody doing today? This is Evil. This is another Sword of Convaleria video, and I know this has been a long time coming, and I do apologize. I was out on vacation, family reunion, was hanging out with my girls, so I was just enjoying it, and I was resting. But I promise you, I couldn't wait to get back and go ahead and start doing a video for you guys. And this video that I'm doing right now is going to be my kind of a series that I'm planning on doing. It's going to be a progress report. I'm going to think about putting this out every week or so forth, just to give you guys an idea of my progression and growth within Sword of Convaleria and where I'm at right now. I do have a couple of bullet points that I want to talk about, and I want to, share with you guys, because I don't stream as much. So I figure since I don't stream, I at least want to give you guys an idea of how I'm playing the game. I want to give you guys an idea of where I'm at in the game currently. And then I want to give you guys kind of an idea of just, the choices that I'm making and why I'm making those choices. So this is going to be a pretty good sized video. But I want to go ahead and get right onto it and talk to you guys. So yeah, here we go. So this is my account review. Today is August the 6th, 2024. And right now my Voyager level is currently at 32. So I have been playing this game non-stop. I've literally stopped playing Honkai Star Rail, and I've stopped playing ZZZ and Wuthering Waves. I've been putting a lot of focus into Sword of Convaleria. It's currently my favorite game out right now. So from when the game launched on the 31st until now, I've put in a lot of work in order to go to level 32. So that is currently where I'm at. Now, if we look into the events, I did do quite a bit of the Vlder Delight event. I know I didn't have to. I didn't have to rush it. I don't recommend that you rush and put into either. I just kind of wanted to get an idea of how it worked. And then, I got sucked into a lottery. It is what it is, but I'm still excited. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to get that jackpot and get that skin. I'm going to look and see what's going on for round 2. I don't know yet, but I did go ahead and do some of this, and I'm almost done with it. For the sale on Voyager, tonight is the last day for this one, so the day 7 reward. Yeah, so tonight at 12 midnight, that's the last thing I'm gonna get, so that's almost done right there. Now this is going to kind of wrap up into what I'm doing with the Spiral of Destiny, but with this turn event Dawn, I got 3 more left. I need 3 more of the progress in order to collect everything in this one. I've literally got almost done. I've almost finished this completely up. We'll talk about the Tower of Conquest later. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the events. That's pretty much everything for where I'm at currently when it comes to the events. Now we're going to look at the cornucopia. Now this also kind of ties in with money that I've spent. I'm going to try and keep a good outlook of how much money I've actually put into the game and keep it recorded, so you guys can check out when I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, such and so forth. I have not gotten the battle pass yet, but I am currently at level 50 with the battle pass. So with all the work and everything I've been putting in, I'm at level 50, and I'm pretty much almost maxed out to, actually I am 100% maxed out. Anything else I get is going to be gold. Once I do get the battle pass and I unlock everything, I'll have all this extra juicy stuff. But yeah, I've been doing the battle pass. I make sure I get the battle pass, and I do as much as I can in order to knock out these weekly quests and these seasonal quests. Again, this is things that's going to come through naturally. You don't have to push it. It's just naturally, this is how far I've gotten just from playing the game. And I still got 20 days left before the season is up. Next up, we're going to show you is the Clash. So I want to kind of give you an idea where I'm at in Clash currently. I am currently with quest 33, and I am sitting at 386 in the rankings. I still have 2 more I got to do today, but this is where I'm kind of sitting at right now. It's not too hard. The challenge record, I'm pretty good. I've been doing, I've been doing pretty good. I've been doing pretty good. My attacks have been pretty solid. I've been defending pretty good, pretty solid. But But yeah, I'm also currently leveling up the new facilities, so I need to get a couple more points, and I can go ahead and get Stronghold 3 and unlock these, and then be able to set up more facilities right now. I will be putting up these banners pretty soon, so we'll see. But that is where I'm at currently in Clash. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at Spiral of Destinies. So right now, if we're looking at the Voyage map, I'm not that far into Spiral of Destinies. So I've done the beginning of Destiny. I've done the Moment of Crisis, the Place of Blooming Convaleria. I'm finishing up Potential Threat, and then once I do that, I'll split off to one of these 3 right here, or get this ending right here. But above all, this is kind of where I'm at in Spiral of Destinies. I've done not a lot, but still significantly enough so that I can go ahead and progress. Now, because I'm level 32, and I guess I could show this as well. Since I'm level 32, you can already tell that I have unlocked everything here in Crossing Worlds. So with the tarot, I'm currently sitting at level 4 right now. I haven't done level 5 yet. I'm nowhere near characters that's going to be level 45, so I'm not even going to bother with it. Same thing with the other 2 as well. Same thing with the weapon trials. I've currently just reached up to level 40. So I've done level 40 trials right here, no problems. Same thing with the memory retrieval. I'm currently here. I'm on the level 31, so we'll get to that a little bit later. I have been doing this every day, and then so forth. So I'm pretty much caught up with all these right here. And then I also want to show you the Tower of Conquest. So right now on Tower of Conquest, I'm sitting at floor 5-3. I've actually been having a little trouble with this one. I'm hoping I'll be able to clear this tonight and then go ahead and unlock the rewards right here for this. But I have been slowly progressing through the tower. I do like the tower. The tower is fun. It's challenging. I love the stipulations for it. So above all, though, I'm enjoying it. The tower. I can't wait for next week so I can get more rewards. I do kind of not like that, you only get these rewards once a week, but I also understand it as well. So I'm not mad. It's just not my favorite thing, if it makes sense. But that's where I'm at with the tower. Let's see. I guess we can now start talking about the characters, because I know that's really what y'all wanted. So I wanted to blow through all of that before I start talking about the characters that I have and the direction that I'm going for the game. So I'm going to kind of just blurt and blend all of that together so you guys get an understanding and you could just know where I'm at and why I'm doing what I am doing. Okay, so let's jump right in. Here is my characters list. All of my characters are level 32. These are the characters that I've been running. As you can see, significant power boost all about. I'm decided that the characters that I'm going to be going for and how I'm going to be playing the game revolves around LilyWill, because LilyWill is a Vlder, and I've decided that I'm going to be building and gathering Vlder characters. I know on stream I was talking about how I wanted to get Dantalion and Inanna, and I thought about it, and I told myself that even though those are great characters, I told myself I want to play the game differently. I want to play the game on, I guess you could say, play it on hard mode. I want to play the game the way that I want to play, and that's kind of why I'm also doing this progress report, so you guys can understand the thought processes of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I do want to. I still ended up getting Dantalion because I did end up pulling his banner still. And I've actually landed pretty much almost everything that I wanted. 2 characters I'm missing, but we'll talk about that later. But above all, this is where I'm going. I'm going to be grabbing characters from the Vlder, race. These are the characters that I want to get. So anytime a new one pops out, I'll probably be going for it. Or anytime anyone has this trait, I'm going to be going for it. But let's go ahead and talk about the characters and just kind of give you a breakdown where my character stats are in their gear. So Cole is, as you can see, which obvious. Cole is my strongest character. He's my strongest DPS. Oh, sorry, she's my strongest character. She's my strongest DPS. She's sitting at 1,215 attack. I gave her level 30 gears except for her amulets. These things are these with the amulets, relics, taros. That's the word I'm looking for. These taros are so easy to level up, and they're so good. It's such a good quick stat boost, and especially when you're getting the legendary ones. Definitely recommend getting them, finding the right ones. I still haven't gotten, builds that I want to or figured out, but I'm not really stressing it. Everything I'm doing is just based off of stats, percentages. So the reason why I'm rocking this one right here is because it increases the damage dealt by 8%. And then when casting skills for each additional hit on one, the damage dealt increases by 4% up to 12%. So basically it's already going to start off at an 8%. And then when she does her any hit that does multiple hits, so anything that does roughly like 3 hits, she's going to get that 12% stack on top of that, so it's a 20% damage increase on any of her skills that do multiple hits. And if you know Cole, she has a lot of skills that do multiple hits. Her basic physical does 2 damages right here, so that one's that's going to be was that 16 plus 8? No, sorry, I can't math. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, 16. So her basic attack is going to do 16, whereas her Flurry of Blades is going to do the 20%. So those two very powerful skills. For her armor, I did give her just this right here, only because physical damage taken decreases by 20%, and the cooldown's 5 turns. You really shouldn't be getting hit with much as Cole. If you are, you're not playing it right. Trust me, I'm not saying that I play it right. I'm just saying that that's how I feel whenever my Cole gets hit. But this is the only really gear that I had, so I figured the first hit can be minimized at least. That's fine. But I mostly got it for the stat bonuses right there. And then for her weapon, I got this. I got a 5-star ceremonial knife. So when launching a back attack, she's getting a crit increase of 20%. And I still have it at level 30, so it's 225 physical attack with this. So anytime she does a back attack, she's going to be having a higher chance of critting. I am thinking about switching this tarot up with the tarot that does 15% crit. This one right here, the Verdict of Justice. If I can get a really good Verdict of Justice that has really good substats, I will definitely be using that. But for now, the one that I'm using right here is perfectly fine. It does have 2 physical attack substats on it, and 1 physical defense for a little bit more survivability. So above all, this is why my Cole is so strong. She does significant amount of damage. And then when you're looking at her skill trees, when I'm coming up, I got both of these skills because both of them are very good in certain situations. I got the skill right here. This is such a good skill that heals you up. It removes debuffs and it gives invincibility for 1 turn, and it gives you that crit 5, which gives you 75% increased crit, which is another reason why I'm not too concerned with getting that 15% right now. But if I do get one with the good crit stats, I'm definitely going to get it. And next up, I got this skill right here with the eerie footwork, that whenever she's attacked, she does a strike back. When she teleports behind the person and does a strike back, which does 70% damage, and she gains dodge for 1 turn. When injured, it triggers dodge. It triggers dodge again. So this is really good. I like this skill a lot. It gives more survivability and allows her to sometimes end up killing people who try to attack her. She's able to just finish them off sometimes. Really good skill. I enjoy it. I'm almost on rank 7 when I hit level 35. So once I do that, I'm going to choose one of these skills. I'm going to be honest, I'm leaning towards this one right here, the Perfect Assassin, which for all Alacrity characters, it increases their attack by 10%, defense by 20%, crit by 15%, and crit damage by 15%. It'd just be stupid to not pick that, honestly. This passive is okay, which grants Feverish Beast. When a character is defeated in battle lasting for 3 turns, recovers 2 energy when the character defeats it. and the Furries Beast increases the crit and lifesteal by 15%. This ability can be stacked up to 5 times. It's okay, but this is meaning that your characters are getting dusted. So if your characters are getting dusted to the point that Cole is needing to get these increase in crit rates, like, then you're playing the game wrong. It's just how it is. Sorry, I don't mean to call you out. I'm calling myself out as well, but this is what it is. So it just makes sense to go ahead and get Perfect Assassin. This is just going to be a lot more value, a lot better down the long run. And then when it comes to the rank 9 skill, I'm considering getting Critical Strike. But this one right here is also good as well. Deals 100% damage, and she's granted Ignore Assist, which I really do like if you're launching from a back attack. So any characters that are tanks that have that assist that switches out, this is good. Ignore it and you're going to still do damage and kill off those squishies. To me, that is the vastly superior one. But again, doing 15% more crit, I have to really tell myself and see if stacking up all this crit is going to mean anything in the long run. I'm not sure. So when I do some testing with that 15% crit thing, if I notice a significant difference, then I might very well just go ahead and go with this one. But I'm more leaning over to this one because ignoring assist is just really good, especially when they're too close to tanks and those tanks switch around. So this is what it is. Lastly, we got the rank 11 skill right here. I honestly haven't even looked too much into these, but if I had to just go off the top of my head, Cole deals 60% damage 3 times before attacking. When there are no allies within 2, Cole gains Ignore Assist, and when defeating a target, she gains Dodge, which is really nice. So you can kill somebody, especially like jump into the deep enemies of team, and then you can ignore the assist and you can get a dodge for a little bit more survivability. Not bad. Especially if you have, I'm assuming that if you have this right here and you do the skill, you get the dodge, and then when you get attacked and then they have the eerie footwork jumps behind them, you get another dodge, so it gives you a little bit more survivability. I like this is not bad. And then this skill right here gains 1 dodge for 1 turn. Upon a successful dodge, teleports to the attacker's back, dealing 100% physical damage, and gains dodge again for 1 turn. This is also not bad because you don't have to fully dedicate into going and attack, and you get 2 dodges out of this. So technically this plus eerie footwork is 3 additional dodges for more survivability. That's actually not bad, and you're still dealing 100% physical damage, and you're doing a back attack. I like that a lot too. I don't know. If I'm looking into this, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way that my brain works, I might be going with the Traceless Shadow. Personally, I might be going with the Traceless Shadow, just because I like that survivability. I like those 2 dodges and that 100%. This one right here, this one really only just gives me a little bit more damage, so it'd be like 160% damage, which is not bad. No, 180. I'm sorry, again, math is not my strong point. I'm sorry. So this gives you 180 damage technically, which gives you a chance to crit 3 times. So this one's going to give you significantly more damage. And like I said, you can ignore assist, so you can go for those squishies and not have to worry about their tanks switching places with them. And you get a dodge, which is nice. But I might end up going with the Traceless Shadow. We'll see when that time comes, as the game progresses. But moving along. Also looking at that alacrity, these are the characters that have alacrity, and that's another reason why I'm interested in getting Cole, because that alacrity bonus will stack very well on my LilyWill, and I like that a lot. So that's the reason why I'm going for that leadership. But this is my Cole. My Cole is doing Cole things. Moving along, we have Dantalion. He's my 2nd strongest DPS. This is what I got for him for as far as gear wise. It's kind of interesting though that even though he has more physical attack than Cole, Cole still is slightly higher than him. I don't know how they judge this, but I'm not going to argue. Dantalion is a very powerful character. He is very strong. I like him a lot. He does a lot of magic hybrid damage, which is always good. As far as the gear goes, I gave him the dueling dagger. This is all I kind of had for him. When attacked from the front or the side, he gets a 10% physical defense increase, which gives him a little more survivability. I gave him the Mystery Guardian. When attacked from the front, gains 5% bonus physical defense and defense attribute cancel, or whatever that you want to use. That you can't get defense attribute debuffs. I went ahead and gave him that just for the stat block, just to be honest. No reason why. A little bit of survivability, just a higher stat block. And then I gave him the Source of Strength. When attacked by a character of the character's counter roll, the damage taken is decreased by 10%. When attacked by a character of the character's counter roll, ignores 15% of target's defense. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Watcher characters still do a significant amount of damage to him. He gets pretty brutalized. I'm only using this just for the stats. As long as he's not getting hit by a Watcher character, he survives perfectly fine. But the moment a Watcher hits him, he folds, and I don't like that. I have to do a little bit more research in understanding that and just figuring out the best builds. I'm I'm not going to keep this. I'm just using it for now for the stat boost because it gives a flat physical attack, and it gives a 10% physical attack, and then it's going to give a physical defense when I get it to level 45. So that's the only reason why I'm using this. It's just for a stat block. When I'm looking at the character upgrades, this is the build that I went with him. I gave him Unsheath because it gives him that magic hybrid damage. I went with the Daybreak for the same reason. Both of them are just very decent damage, and also this one prevents them so they can't heal, so that debuff is pretty nice for 2 turns. For the rank 5, I went with Tenacity. When hit by a active attack from a counter roll character, the damage taken is 25%. So technically I have 35%, but he still gets folded. Like, he gets folded like laundry when he gets hit by a Watcher DPS. I don't like it. I really don't. But I didn't go with this one. Damage taken from melee attacks decreases by 30%, because honestly, melee attacks aren't my issue. It's like the Watcher range, like the archers or the magic users. That's the ones that fold me. Obvious, when I go to rank 7, we're going for the leader aura, because why would you not go for leader aura? I am going to be making a team using the Hangman, and they're going to benefit from this aura quite significantly, so I will be doing that. And then for the rank 9 skill, I'm leaning more towards having the basic attack. I'm probably going to do this one right here. Single target, Dantalion deals magic damage equal to 90% of his physical attack. I'm more likely going to do this one. That's only because with this one right here, it does 100% physical damage, and it gains shield break before attacking, which, you know, shield break is pretty cool. Can't be blocked, increases attack by 15% when attacking enemies with the shield. This is my problem. That is you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of that, because not every character is going to have shield, so it's pointless in my eyes. This is why I'm going to go with the white sword for that magic damage. And then finally, when it comes to here, I'm more likely going to go with the Endless Dawn, just for that extra added damage bonus and that boost. And also this right here, he doesn't really need this at all, because I'm going to keep it a buck. He has so much sustain just with his passive. It's no reason for you to get this. He keeps himself alive just with his passive just fine. Every time he kills somebody, he heals himself up. All above all, that's Dantalion. Very good character. This is where I have him at right now. Moving along, we did get Samantha. I do use her. Samantha is just what Samantha does. She heals. She keeps your party alive. I'm not going to go too much into this. I did get her the Reorganized Cube for the 3% healing effect on it. I'm using this just for a stat block, and also so that mages can't blow her up. That decrease in 20% magic damage is really nice when the destruction mages are trying to blow her up. So that's the reason why I went with this one right here. And then I went with this one right here, increased healing by 15%. It just makes sense. And the stats on this is pretty nice. So P defense, magic attack for her heals, and then when I get to level 45, another max heal for survivability. I wasn't mad with this one. This is probably one of the few that I'm not going to change. And then when it comes to her ranks and her stats, I built her up all on the Deliverance side. She's not going to be getting none of these damage dealing skills. I don't want her to. I want her to just be a complete straight support. When it comes to here, I'm going to be getting the battle flag of Papal States because that's a really good leader aura. For anyone who's in the Papal States, it gives them attack by 10% and defense by 20%, which that's going to play into a role in a second, which I will show you. And then when it comes to this one right here, I'm going to do the invigorating strike because whenever she does additional, she gets that recover 1 more energy. I want her to be able to get as much energy as she can. I was considering using this one, but I mean, making the next heal skill 15% just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're going to heal, you want to be able to heal right then and there. Makes no sense. So we're going to go with the energy. And then finally, with this one right here, we're going to go with the Sacred Sanctuary. Trust me, I thought about the Protected. The character gains 15% bonus attack and 30% bonus defense while not affected by any debuff and affected by at least 3 buffs. The only issue with this one is that my characters they're always going to have a debuff on them because this game does love its debuffs. This game loves its debuffs. So I'm not going to go with this one. We're going to go with this. It grants all allies within 5 tiles around her damage reduction 3, which is fantastic, and healing receive 3 for 2 turns. And she gains regenerate extra, expanding the effect range of her trait to 5 tiles and canceling the energy consumption when triggered, lasting for 1 turn. This is such a great skill. It'll be stupid not to have it. That 30% damage reduction, that 45% more healing, and for 2 turns, which is great. And then the regenerate extra heals the ally with the lowest HP by 50% of the magic attack within 3 tiles. This is just, Sacred Sanctuary is just good. So just building her all the way up to Deliverance, it just makes sense. Also, what I want to point out, another reason why I like this right here is that when she does do a heal on an ally, it dispels 1 debuff, so it kind of keeps their debuffs down a little bit. She's been a fantastic healer. I've enjoyed using her a lot. Now we're going to go to LilyWill. LilyWill was my first legendary that I got on rerolls, and then once I got her, I stopped and decided this is the way I want to go. This is who I want to work with, and this is the character that I want to build my future teams around. She's my main one. She's gonna be my main gun when we get more of the Vlder characters. I can't wait for her. She's fantastic. With her, I just need to get better gear, so that's the reason why she's sitting at 1,300 attack. She's squishy to all hell, but what do you expect? But she does have a sizable amount of health. Her gear wise is pretty self-explanatory. I chose this to ignore 12% of defense so she could do some more damage. I chose this because when healed, there's a 6% chance that she gains a random buff. So as long as she's getting healed, she can have a chance of getting a random buff that lasts for 2 turns. And then we went with this one because we got the 15% crit rate, give her more chances to crit, more damage. The rolls on here is garbage though, so I can't wait to get a new one with better stat rolls so she can get higher attacks. When it comes to her skills, we went ahead and started off with getting the aim. I was considering getting this one right here, but you know, attack increases by 5% after attacking, move again by 2 tiles. It's nice to give that extra move, and I actually might be using Castelia to get this one. But I went with this one right here just for to get that crit 2 and ignore dodge. So for characters that have dodge, I can ignore those. I ended up getting both of these because I found uses for both of them. When walking increases the crit damage by 10, and then the maximum range of range skills increases by 1. So I am running Wind Walking, and I'm also running Arrow of Aeolus. It's a really good skill. It does physical damage and it does magical damage based off of her physical attack, and it gives infection. Really good. Infection is a really nice skill. The character loses a certain amount of health HP after a certain turn. More stacks deal higher damage, stacking up to 9 times. Stacks half after taking effect. If you got a way in order to keep inflicting infection, this is such a good way to skill, and this is kind of another reason why I wanted to go this route, which we'll show you later on down the line. But above all, I'm using both of these skills. Is really nice. And then I went ahead and got Gale Footwork, which is a really good skill in order to get her out of a sticky situation. When she's attacked from the front or the side, the character can interrupt the enemy's attack action, dealing 50% physical damage and teleporting back of the closest ally within 3 tiles. Love this skill. It has saved her on so many occasions, and kept her from being, you know, blocked, not blocked, but shut down. Way better than Survival Master, which when hit by an active attack, the damage taken is decreased by 8%, and you get environmental damage taken is decreased by 70%. There's no logical reason why anyone should have this. I would not get this at all. Environmental damage is okay, you know, when they're doing knockbacks, boulders, and all that stuff, but honestly, if you're getting hit by those, you're playing the game wrong. This right here just gives her so much more survivability. When she gets rank 7, we are getting this right here, Resonance of Blood. All Vlder allies in battle increases attack by 10%, defense by 20%, and movement by 1 tile. That's fantastic. I'm going to be running a lot of Vlder characters in my teams, and they're going to be loving this benefit. When I get this right here, I'm going with the Infectious Attack, just making my attacks have stacks of infection, so the infection stacks are going to work synonymously with the debuff, which is going to allow you to get those 9 stacks rather quickly. And the effect, from what I'm seeing, the high stacks of infection, it's percentage damage, and that percentage damage is ridiculously. I've killed super tough characters with like from full health, and then once the high stacks of infection tick off, it chunks them down to 50%. I think one time I knocked somebody down to like almost 10% of the HP off of 1 tick. It's ridiculous. So building up infection is going to be really popular for me, for myself, and that's why I'm going to go with the Infectious Attack. And then finally, we're going to go with the Arrow Alias Gale Break. I was thinking about going with the Marksman, and all skills ignore Obstinate, increases attack by 12% and inflicts 0 assists. I did consider it. I actually did. And this right here, the state attacks the target, but the attack path is blocked by the enemy or the item in front of the target. So like, I thought about this because no matter what, you're going to be hitting somebody, and you're going to be able to hit the debuff to disrupt them for the assist that they're not able to perform assists. But I thought about it. Nope, I'm going to go with this one. Inflicts 2 stacks of infection. It's just too good, and it immediately triggers the effect of infections. So if you already have like 5 stacks on somebody, when this hits them, that will do the regular damage of 150% physical damage, but then it'll also add on 2 stacks of infection, which that means that person will go up to 7 stacks of infection, and then it'll automatically trigger that infection, which will do more damage. So this is a very, very strong skill that's going to be doing a lot of damage, and it gains Highland. You get Highland advantage before, and that, you know, that's when you get the position elevation when the character is 2 or more tiles higher. You get more damage bonus with that Highland, which is really nice. So yeah, that's how we're going to run our LilyWill. Moving along, Momo. So if you took a look at my my community post, I pulled a Momo and I pulled 2 Coles, and that's the reason why Cole is so good. If you didn't catch it, Cole's 2 stars, because I've pulled 2 Coles, and one of them was on my last 10 pull that I got, and I got a Momo and and that second Cole, and this kind of just solidified what I want to do and how I want to do, you know, set my characters up. Momo is going to be so strong because if everything is calculating the way that I think it's going to be calculated, Momo is going to be getting this buff from LilyWill. Momo is going to be getting the buff from Rawiyah, and is going to be getting the buff from Maitha, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then, yeah, so Momo's going to be doing really, really good. She's going to be going strong. So I'm looking forward to testing that out once I get those ranks, just to see if all those bonuses and buffs really do apply and add. But yeah, so Momo, really good character. She does a lot of AoE damage. This is the gear that I went with her, where this right here gives an 6% AoE damage. This right here, I went with this one just just because for a stat buff. I definitely want to get something better than this. Before being actively attacked, it inflicts 1 level 1 debuff. So I'm all for that. Any of these will be suitably good for whenever she does damage. No, I'm sorry. Whenever someone attacks her. Anytime anyone attacks her, they're going to get these debuffs, and I've seen that it's been very useful. And I gave her this right here, the Temptation the Devil. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one. I have to do some more research and looking into what everything does and how they work with each other. So for now, I'm using this with a stack bonus. But I mean, what's really good is that those devil stacks are really nice. When you're killing other people, or if your own members die, you get those those devil bonus, and it increases the attack and defense by 3% up to 30%. This effect cannot be immunized. The only reason why I have this really is for the P defense. The attack is not going to do anything because she doesn't scale off of attack. She scales off of magic attack. But I got this because of the defense, just to give her some more survivability so that she can survive more. Like I said, I will be changing this up. I just have to figure out exactly which one I'm going to change it up to. And again, as you can see, trash substats. Moving along, we're going to take a look at her skills. So I went with this one right here, the Energy Ray, just for a single damage. And if they have shields on them, they get plus 15% increase in attack. And with enemies with shields, just pretty simple. I thought about giving this one, and I'm still considering it because I might switch that out and put this on, which decreases AoE damage taken by all allies within 3 tiles around the character by 25%. I'm going to take a look at a lot of content and see if this is worth getting, but I'm just going to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, I think I'm going to go ahead and get this. On rank 3, I ended up getting both of the skills, so I did use one of my Castelias for it. This skill right here is a passive damage, increases by 10%. After dealing damage, inflicts 1 stack of infection, so this is all going to work well with my LilyWill and causing a lot of infections on characters. But yeah, whenever she deals damage, she puts that stack of infection, and then after a single target attack, it inflicts an additional stack of infection. That's kind of the reason why I went ahead and get with this Energy Ray as well, because it's a single target skill and it'll give 2 stacks of infection with it, and then her regular attack will do the same thing. So that's the reason why I kind of went with that. But I also want to get this skill right here where Momo selects to use her repulsion purging or reverse purging. These skills are so good. I didn't realize how good these skills were until I actually got Momo and I got to play with her. Basically what these skills do is that they deal damage, AoE damage, but then they also give like a debuff for the move 2. So if you get that debuff for move 2, which is like minus 20%, I think that's what that is. I have to double check. But above all, that's not the reason why I like this skill. The reason why I like this skill is because one of them does a drag for 2 tiles, so you can knock them back. I mean, you could pull them to you for by 2 tiles, or you can push them away for 2 tiles. And it's an AoE, and it hits up to 3 targets. So there was some times in some matches that I was doing where I would pull 3 enemies and just pull them all down into a pit. I love that. It's so fun. Momo is so fun to play, and this is probably my favorite skill so far in her kit. I went ahead and got this one right here, Erosive Force Field. This is such a good skill. When Repulsion Barrier blocks a melee attack, Momo performs a strike back, which deals 70% magical damage and adds a stack of infection. And Repulsion Barrier, again, it gains immunity to knockback. With each stack increases attack by 2%, so she gets a steadily increase in attack. When she blocks a physical attack, and reduces damages by 50%. So she has such amazing survivability just because of this barrier. I have seen her survive some things that I felt like she should have died from because of this. Momo is such a fun character and probably my favorite character so far. And 1 stack is removed each time when taking damage. This effect cannot be immunized or dispelled, so you can't get rid of it. And she can get 5 stacks of repulsion barrier. So by you building up that repulsion barrier, it's just really good. And I'm gonna be honest with you, she survives so well. I thought about getting this one, but honestly, I felt like this was useless. You know, range. She doesn't really get hit with ranged attacks a lot, and when she does, she survives them. She's just so good. When she hits rank 7, I was looking at the skills. This one's okay. Gains immunity to the effect of injured and dying, which means that she's not going to get a stat. She's not going to lose stats when you get injured or dying status, which is really nice. That's really nice. I really do like that. But I was also just thinking about just going ahead and giving her this right here, just doing another AoE damage skill, and it inflicts cancel passive skills, cancel reaction skills for 2 turns, which passive and reaction skills are very powerful on certain characters. So I'm more likely going to go ahead and go with this one, but I'm still leaning towards this one. And then next up we have is for a basic attack. So this one right here, whenever she does damage, she gets the 1 energy, or she does this one right here, which grants 30% chance to inflict sleep. I will be 100, keep it a straight buck. I'm going with Invigorating Strike. Anything that gives 1 energy is good. I don't care what anyone says. Anything that gives you more energy is good in my opinion. Lastly, we're going to go with Doom Waken. It just makes sense. She gains 2 stacks of Repulsion Barrier and Doom Waken for 3 turns. And the Doom Waken skill buff increases her attack by 20% and grants 50% lifesteal, so she's going to have more sustain. And it gives her inflicts alert on the 3 tile radius at the end of the action, dealing 70% magic damage up to 3 times per round. So whenever she has this Doom Awaken buff, she has alert on her all times. Anyone that comes within 3 tiles for her is going to get hit with damage and attacks, and she's going to heal 50% of that damage up. So nice. Life Devourer is an okay skill. Single target attack deals 150% after awakening, and it gains 45% lifesteal. But let's be honest here, Doom Waken is the superior skill, and I believe that also works well with her trait. The Doom Waken works with one of her skills. I don't remember which one it was, but with her trait, all enemies within 3 tiles of Momo take 15% more damage over time, which means as long as Momo in the field and those people have infection on them, combining with LilyWill, the infections are going to get dealt with 15% more damage. So those 50% on those 9 stacks is going to be ridiculously heavy. And then at the end of Momo's turn, she gains 2 stacks of Repulsion Barrier. So as long as she doesn't get hit every turn, you should always have at least 1 stack of Repulsion Barrier, as long as you keep her in the back line decimating, keep her in your back line decimating people. But yeah, above all, Momo's my favorite character. I can't wait to get better gear for her to level her up, and she's going to be doing phenomenal. Maitha is another character that I'm going to be going. I got her the weapon that they came for the event, and then I got her this nice little crystal burst armor, which increases her health by 2%, and it gives her strike back, which deals 10% more damage, which is really nice that she has strike back. It has been very useful. And then we gave her this one right here, recovers 1 energy additionally when not using any active skills. So it kind of gives her an extra energy when she just does a normal attack, so it kind of gives her ability to get her skills up a little bit faster. With her skills, what I did was I went with the passive right here. For every ally within 2 tiles, she gets more defense, so it makes her more tanky. I am considering unlocking guard with a Castelia, because that just makes her a perfect tank and is really nice. I went ahead and got this one right here for Come On Everybody, because I wanted the buffs that she gives, and also it restores 20% health. And when she takes physical attacks from enemies within allies of 2 tile radius, she switches spots with them and just blocks their attacks. I thought this was just a overall better ability. It just makes sense. I am thinking about getting Maith's charge though, because I do like pushbacks. I think pushback skills are good. Knocking people off the maps is one of my favorite things. We went ahead and we got block counter. When receiving a melee attack from a front or the side, there is a 100% chance to trigger block. This leads to a strike back with basic attack. dealing 70% physical damage to the attacker. This is really good, just extra damage. I was considering going this one for the damage reduction, and if I decide to make her go full tank, I will get that in the future, but right now I don't care. Rank 7, we're going to go with the Battle Flag of Convaleria. It's another leader aura that for all characters with Sword of Convaleria, it allies in battle increases 10% and defense by 20%. This is really nice. I think this is a really good skill. Obviously, best one to go with. And then when it comes down to these skills, making her basic attack, I am going to be keep it honest. I'm going to go with this one because lowering down the physical defense and physical defense just makes sense. And then I do believe that also applies with the strike backs as well from the counters. So being able to keep debuffs on enemies just makes logical sense for me. And then finally, when it comes to this right here, Mace combo is a pretty strong skill and pretty strong damage. But I do think I might go with Invulnerable just for the sustain. For 3 turns, damage reduction 4, Mind's Eye, and immunity to disrupt. You know, that's 40% damage reduction. Mind's Eye activates block once after taking a back attack, which is really nice. So she just has like a 4 degrees of blocks, which is really good. And then immunity to disrupts, where she's not able to get any of these disrupts happening to her at all. They call crowd control skills disrupts, so that's really good. So I'm going to go with Invulnerable. It just makes sense to me, and that's why I'm going with Maitha. We got Rawiyah. We got her from the event. I'm just going to keep it straight with you. I got the Denial Hammer because of that extra pushback, which is really nice, and it deals 5% more damage if the targets have a lower HP. So generally anything that she goes after is going to do lower HP, have lower HD because she hits like a truck. I was going to go with the weapon from the banner from the event as well, but when I looked at it, the 10% increase in attack is great. The recovers the 20% HP when defeating an enemy. I'm still gonna probably end up leveling this up and switching and trying them both out just to see which one I like the best. But they're legendaries, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. So I'll be switching between the two. But so far, I'm just having a lot of fun with that extra tile for pushback. I'm just enjoying that. When it comes to her skills, I went ahead and got co-attack for each ally within 2 tile radius. Her attack increases by 5%, so as long as she's near some her allies, she's able to get more attack, which just made sense to me. I did go with another pint, which is a good 60% heal, and it gains Tipsy for 2 turns, and Tipsy increases crit by 30% and decreases damage taken by 10%. It's just really good. I couldn't see a reason why not to get this utility skill, especially over Piercing Bash, which probably would have given you more damage choices to do, and you would have had Armor Piercing, which ignores 40%. It's a very powerful skill. I might end up getting that in the future, but this just made more sense. I went ahead and got the Screw Off reaction, just being able to do another knockback and hit somebody, and if she's in Tipsy, she knocks the enemy back by 2 tiles. That's when she gets a knockback. If she's Tipsy, she does the knockback by 2 tiles. Just made sense for me to do this, honestly. Guardian's Heart is pretty cool, but it's just this one right here, you know, using the Tipsy and everything just made sense. When we're going with the rank 7, we're obviously going with the Sword of Convaleria aura, which gives you the increased attack by 10%, the defense by 20%, and then damage dealt by 8% and decreases their damage taken by 8%. This right here, combining with Momo, is going to make my Momo so strong, and I'm excited for it. When it comes to her rank 8, I really don't care so much. Dispelling Strike is more likely what I'm gonna go with, only because anything that dispels buffs off of targets just makes sense. So that's more likely what I'm gonna go with. And then when it comes to the rank 11, we're just gonna go with the Gale Spin Attack, more damage, P defense, P defense break, which is really nice. And then additional attacks, 50% AoE, just makes sense. I'm not going to go over Tempest. Tempest was just someone I was using before I got her, so I'm not really going to go over him. I did grab this character, and I did level him up because he's a Vlder, and he does pretty good damage with his attack, and I actually use him quite often. I had to get a new piece of gear for him, but he's a really good rare. I really do like him. And then the last skill I got to get with him, I'm more likely going to go with the Shapeless Lupine just to get more damage. Increases crit rate and crit damage by additional 15%, ignores assisted cover. It'd be stupid not to get this. It is what it is. Very strong, very powerful. Suppression, I just did it because I just needed another tank for one of the things. I'm not going to go over him. Suppression is just fun. Well, I will. With Suppression though, I didn't do none of his defense. I went all straight up the attack tree, so it was really nice. I do like the fact that he does have the battle flag papal states, and that's going to be very important though when I get that, because that's going to make my coal do more damage. So that was another reason why I went with him, is because of that battle flag aura skill. But other than that though, he's just someone to use for support, do some damage, and be like another damage dealer but still be tanky. Faycal, I went with him, and I'm going to level him up as well. I haven't put a lot of effort into him just yet. I did manage to get lucky and get this Hunter's Intuition, which is really good because it makes all the Faycal's alert skills deal 5% more damage, and if the person uses a skill while in range of his alert, the alert will be triggered, which is really, really, really nice. And I just realized I got a new trinket that I didn't know about. I'll have to read that in a second. But yeah, so that's the reason why I got that. But Faycal's really, I really enjoy him. And as you can see, we're just going with typical things. We got that for the crit rate, and then we got the alert skill, and then we got the reaction. So blah 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 blah. Above all, he's just going to go straight into a DPS. I'm going to run his alert skills and stuff like that specifically for this trinket. Really nice. Can't wait. Agile Eye, I'm using her because she's a Vlder character. Kind of in the same boat, but another reason why I really like her is because she has a battle flag aura, a Lee's aura, which gives Vlders more. So that's just another character that's going to have another aura that's going to make my Momo and my LilyWill just so strong. Cannot wait. This is the most important skill. This is the skill that I want with her. Rank 7 is going to be very fun for me. It's going to be a very big damage spike for me. And then when it comes to this final skill, I honestly haven't even looked at them. I don't even know. I haven't even made a conscious decision. But if I have to go off of what I just see right now, increases damage but the next skill by 15%. Don't really care about that. So more likely I'm going to go with this one right here, just because it inflicts that they can't dodge. More likely, I like debuffs. I like these things, so I'll probably go with this right here. Next up is Lash. I literally only leveled up Lash because I needed a destruction character, and this is before I had gotten Momo. I needed another destruction character for a map, so that's the reason why I leveled up Lash. And Lash is not bad. I went straight up the bomb traits tree, and that's what I'm going to do, is just complete the bomb traits tree and finish it up through there. But above all, that's the reason why. Butterfly, I love. I've always liked Butterfly. Butterfly's been a favorite of mine. I have to give her better weapons and better gear. She's one of my favorite healers that I have. Once I get to rank 7, I'm getting her Dance of Encouragement, which is so good. Increases damage by 15% to other allies within 5 tiles, and grants 30% lifesteal. She's going to be such a phenomenal character to have and a phenomenal character to use. I cannot wait to get this skill. I went straight up the assist tree with her. I'm going straight up assist tree. With this last skill right here, we're going to go Invigorating Strike because that one energy is just very important. And I don't even care about anything else. Like, she is just so good. I love her. And I cannot wait for level 35 so I can unlock this rank 7 so I can get this skill. And that's it. That is everything. I know that was a lot. I know that was a lot of information, but above all, that is where I am at with my characters. And like I said, I'm going to be going for a lot of Vlder characters. I want the Vlder characters. I'm still missing 2 more, which hopefully, so when I get my first ticket for my when I get my first ticket for character select, I'm going to decide if I want to get either LilyWill or Iggy. One of these two. I'm leaning towards Iggy, but I really will think I might just go ahead and get LilyWill. We'll see. I'm not sure which one. It's probably gonna be LilyWill. I just like saying LilyWill. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be LilyWill. I'm gonna get her as my first ticket, and then my second ticket is going to be probably Iggy if I haven't already got him, or my second ticket is going to I'm just gonna hold on to it to maybe get more Momo shards. But I kind of have a synergy with my characters that I want to get. I'm definitely going to be building them around a lot of infections and stacking up infections to do more damage. Momo Will is going to be a central part of that, and along with Butterfly. Butterfly is also going to be a central part, and having LilyWill is going to be there, and then also having Agile Eye as well with the banner skill. So like having all that is going to be really nice. Also because Momo is also a sort of Convaleria character, she's going to also benefit from having oh, actually, looks like LilyWill is also sort of Convaleria. That's even better. So I'm definitely going for LilyWill. But yeah, so that's going to benefit from her banner ability, and it's going to benefit from her leader aura as well. So I really like that. I'm very excited. So my Momo is going to be dumb busted. I'm leveling up her bond up next. I managed to get LilyWill's bond up to level 5. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I will be doing more videos. I'm going to be pushing out some videos coming out soon, so this won't be the only one. So just be on the lookout, be staying tuned. But that's it for my character progression report, and I will see you guys next week on the next week's report. So y'all take care of yourselves. Peace.